it's time. I am finally going to give you guys a in-depth makeup tutorial. I asked people, I was like, how would you describe my makeup? And a lot of people said like downtown girl, and I was like, okay, I can roll with that. Alrighty. She's prepped. Okay, so first step is some chapstick because I have chapped lips. So I'm gonna start with some primer, and I'm gonna list all of the products down below in the description for you. I don't use primer every time I do my makeup. I honestly forget a lot of the time, but since we're doing like in-depth tutorial, I'm like on top of my shit. Okay, so while I was grabbing the stuff for my base, I got blush on my fingers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some blush on. I'm gonna start with some concealer, and I use a little brush like this. That way, I'm also like saving a bunch of product. I literally just go and I use this because there's like product just laying on the outside. And then I just spot conceal anywhere that I have pimples or like really prominent acne scars. And then I usually just put some on my chin anyways. It's always a good spot. Oh, and underneath here, like this little part of your nose, it's always like darker or like red for me. I don't know if that's like, you see what I'm talking about? I don't know. I kind of avoid putting makeup on my nose a lot because of my nose piercing. I don't want to accidentally infect it in some way. And then for my concealer on my eyes, I use the same brush, and I just put it in my inner corner so we can really get that coverage. And then I bring it up here as well. So I got concealer up here on accident, so I'm just gonna blend it out because that's fine if there's concealer there. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer, like just like in like a little triangle shape. So now I'm gonna go in with this like CC cream. Pause. So completely disregard that step. I'm not even gonna put the CC cream in the comment. Not in the comments, in the description. Because what I do now is I just do like full coverage like concealer. Like I kind of just put concealer kind of all over my face, make sure it's like got a decent idea, and then I'll go in with the Elf Glow product that you'll see later on in the video. It's just better for my shade match. Like I despise that CC cream. Nothing against Elf, I love Elf products, but that CC cream, not my color, too heavy in my opinion. I don't know. I don't just know. What I do for my base now, instead of the non-shade matching bullshit, not the brand, like it's not the brand, it's just not my color, and I don't know why. I just don't know why I even attempted that, because bronzer makes you look better. Anyways, what I do is I've already done it, so I can't like actually show you, but what I did is I grabbed that and I tapped it against the stick, so like the brush was saturated, and then I just tapped it all over my face to give me like that full coverage kind of vibe. And then after the fact, I went in with the Halo Glow filter and I put it on my hand, and I tapped it off my hand, and then I tapped it on to my skin. And I'm about to do my blush. This is the new blush that I use. It's the Elf Camo Liquid Blush in the color Dusty Rose. And what I do is I just tap her on. And I use this brush, my blush brush, and I just tap it into my skin, swipe a little bit, blend it out. Just gonna tap her in there. blend it out. I like this blush a lot more than my last one. I feel like it blends in better. And then I'm just gonna put the leftovers on my nose. And yeah, that's how I do my blush and how I do my concealer. And I'll be back when I'm setting my face with powder. So now I'm gonna contour just a little bit. I usually put the product directly on my face with this, because I just put it on my jawline. I grab my brush and I just blend it out. And whatever's left over on the brush, I bring it over. So now that I've done all of my liquid products, I'm gonna set it with a setting spray, and it's the e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. I love this stuff. I just set my face with the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist, and now what I'm going to do, and I put concealer underneath my eyes. I do my concealer after because I'm just putting it all over my face now. Now I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter. This is pressed powder and it's in the Fair Neutral Cool. And this, I feel like, hello, it came with a press and I didn't even know. I've been using this. Well, but it also comes with a mirror inside of it. Like I didn't know that. What I'm gonna do now is I kind of just like, you know, press it on there, rub it on there, whatnot. And I'm just gonna go and put it along the corner. Like I just pat it in to my face. I'm gonna grab some more and do the same thing on this side. You know what, just for funsies, I'm gonna grab the other puff and I'm gonna use that for my T-zone. Period. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do even more powder because I learned that this literally makes your skin look like a filter. And I'm gonna go in with the Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is a loose powder. It's in the color Light. Oh my god, I ran out of storage. I did one side and then I realized I ran out of storage. But what I was saying is that we go and we grab the loose powder, and this is what I use to set my whole face with when I'm done with my makeup. And I use the same little powder thing, and I just go in and I grab what I can, like you kind of can see, and I just go along my eyes again, and I just, it's like the baking without the baking portion of it. Like I just pat it into my skin so it's like smooth looking. This is like a full bead kind of idea. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put some under here. Just bring it. I'm gonna put some right here just because. That is the updated powder portion of my makeup. After that little, like it's like a little setting moment, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty stalk'r bronzer in the color Coconutty. And I use this fat ass brush and I just go lightly underneath the jaw, bring it down a little bit, go on my forehead. I do like the little 3 shade, you know what I'm talking about. And then I'm gonna go in with a different brush. It's kind of similar to the brush that I use for my concealer, and I'm gonna do my contour. So I'm gonna go find that brush and I'll be right back. Got the brush. See, it's like the same as the concealer brush. And then I just go in and I put it, I kind of just follow the natural shape of my nose. I go like this, kind of bring it down a little bit. See, it like creates that button. Do you see that spot right there? That's where I put the top part. And yes, I use bronzer for contour. It works. And then we go up the bridge. And I bring it into my eyebrows because I saw somewhere that makes it look more natural. I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna add some contour to here. Just kind of lengthen my eyes out. I kind of just follow the shape of my eye for this. You see that? Then I do the same thing on this eye. I bring it under as well. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my brows. For my brows, I kind of just go along the shape, and when the time comes, I just lengthen it. Period. I just use an angled brush for my eyeshadow, and I don't do a lot. I go in with this gold shimmery brown color, and I just put it right here. Okay, I got it in my eye. Like, I put it in the same area. I kind of just deepen the shadow. I'm gonna grab my blush, my second blush. This is my second round of blush, I know. It's the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush. Just apply the blush in the same spot. And then I put some on my nose. I go back in with my contour. I use the bottom of the brush and I just dip it into the contour and draw little dots. And while they're still wet, I touch it and I just like blend it out, and it like gives the effect of like multiple little freckles. I'm gonna also put some on top of where my actual beauty marks are. Really all on this side. So now we're gonna go in with my favorite step, highlighter. Okay, so I use two different highlighters. I use the Space Case Cosmetics in the color Seen from Space, and I use that as my base highlighter. So I'm just gonna go in, put the highlight in. I put the highlight like around right here, and I bring it under a little bit. Like, that's kind of like the vibe that I do with my inner corner highlighter for the base. Just gonna pop that right there just a little bit because the other one is like insanely bright. And now I'm gonna go in with the Know You Better Ellesy, and I'm just gonna put it over the spots that I put the Space Case on. This one is just so much brighter, I feel like, and it's in the color Sun Glow. Period. And I'm gonna put some on my collarbone. Can't see my collarbone. This is not an everyday step, but since we're going like full out, full face, I'm gonna bring some bronzer and some highlighter down to my collarbones because why not? Especially because I'm wearing a tank top. So now we're gonna do my eyes, my mascara, and my eyeliner. I'm gonna lock in. So I always start, I do this like motion, and I always start by just putting mascara on the tips of my eyelashes. I'm gonna hope and pray it's a really good mascara day because it makes the look. It literally makes the look. I heat up my eyelash curler. You can also do this with what's it called? Hair dryer. You can heat it up that way. But to me, it's like the same effect as like curling your hair. Oh, might be a really good lash day. I feel like it holds the curl longer. And you gotta test it. Make sure it's not too hot so you don't burn your eye. Okay, because you will burn your eye. Please test it before you put it on your eye. Period. It's a good lash day. It's a good lash day. And then I just do the same thing. I apply some more the same way. Okay. Purr. That ate down. So now I'm gonna do the underneath, and I do the same thing. I just do that. I'm gonna leave it at that. And now I just use this e.l.f. pencil liner, and I just go on my, like, I go to the inner corner. I just bring it back. Okay. I'm gonna go in the inner corners just a little bit. Just along the top, right there. In the inner corners, like, not on the outside. And then I'm gonna go in with the NYX Ultimate Glow Shots liquid eyeshadow. This is my, like, most popular product. Everybody's always asking me what I put on my inner corners. This is what it is. So now what I'm gonna do, the final step, well, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna set all of this first. As that's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. And I just go in with a loose brush, because this is the loose powder. I just go in and I kind of just set it all over my face. Alright. And that's set. I lost my favorite lip liner. I just want to update y'all, she is not lost. Apparently, she was literally sitting in my car the whole time. I bought a new lip liner and everything. It ended up coming in the wrong shade. But long story short, bought a new lip liner, came in the wrong shade. I returned it because I found this in my car. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. I love you. So I used to do this, and it gives the same color. So I'll give you guys the lip liner in the description below because it's my favorite lip liner ever. I'm so sad that I lost it. I have to go buy a new one. Like, it didn't even, like, I didn't even run it low of its life, and it was kind of expensive. I won't even lie. But I just use like a little brush like this. It's kind of the same as the highlighter brush. And I just line, that's a little high, but it's okay. I line my lips. And I just blend it out. And then I go in with the She Glam liquid to matte lipstick in the color Lift Off. And I just reline it, honestly. Sorry, this requires such focus. Okay, and we got it. Okay, my back hurts. My hair is turning brown. I need to re-dye it. Should I do something a little crazy? I'm gonna recut my layers while I'm here. This was the day I gave myself bangs. Or I ended up giving myself bangs. I'm just gonna cut past the whole cutting my hair part and get to the cute little makeup montage at the end because honestly, don't follow suit in what I do and cut yourself your own bangs because it'll never be as good as a hairstylist, no matter how many times you cut your own bangs. I've cut my bangs a lot and they've ranged from looking bad to looking good to looking horrible to also looking good. So just leave that to the hair people because